Kill Team is back on the channel. It's been a long time coming.
Welcome, Warhammer fans, to our first playthrough of Kill Team 3rd Edition. Your host, JT the Voice here, and today we have Travis of the Just Another Kill Team podcast joining our Nick.
My name is Travis. I'm here from the New York area and here as half of Just Another Kill Team podcast.
The last time we tried Kill Team on the channel, though we had a lot of fun, there was a lot of challenges in it. We didn't get a lot of the rules correct. So we thought we'd bring in a little bit of a ringer here.
We met Nick over at Nova, and I mentioned that it would be really cool to help the Play On group play Kill Team better.
They'll be playing the contents of the new box set, Kill Team Hivestorm, with Travis taking on the role of the Tempestus Aquilons, and Nick, of course, playing the Vespid Stingwings.
I'm here dropping in hot as the Tempestus Aquilons, who are the highest trained Imperial Guard soldiers, dropping out of their Valkyries off of their drop markers, a special mechanic that is new to this edition.
Travis's kill team consists of 3 regular old Aquilon troopers, a precursor, a marksman, a servo sentry, a gunner, a gunfighter, a grenadier, and a tempestor.
I'm going to be playing the Vespid, while Travis is going to be taking control of the Tempestuses. Tempestusi? Tempestes? Tempestors. My army is made up of bugs. These are the Vespid. The Vespid are kind of like an insect race with kind of like a hive mind kind of mentality, which means they're very hard to control, which is why I have a Tau controller drone here. This is sent by the Tau to make sure the Vespid do what they want to do.
Nick's Vespid consists of a strain leader, an oversight drone, a long sting, a shade strain, a sky blast, a swarm guard, and 4 Vespid warriors.
Basically, I am taking on the role of Ender from Ender's Game, and I am communing through the Ansible to all of the bugs.
We're gonna drop in hot and we're gonna chop them into little bits.
Welcome to the studio, Travis. So glad to have you here.
Yeah.
Thanks for making the trip all the way from the East Coast to the West Coast to play some Kill Team with us. Because to be honest, we probably wouldn't be doing this without you.
I'm very excited. The board looks great, the models look great, and I'm really excited to see how the new edition plays.
Our mission, or crit op today, is extraction. Players will need to search the objectives to find the extraction objective. First one searched is worth a point, second one is worth 2 points, and third one is worth 1 victory point. However, the third and final searched becomes the extraction objective marker, and it is worth more victory points to the controlling player and can even be moved by them. Kill Team 3rd Edition is scored on 3 different tracks. You've got the crit op, which is your basic mission, your tac op, which you choose as a player, and the kill op, which you are rewarded for killing the opponent's kill team.
Gone are the days of just trying to score points on the board and running away. Now we actually have reason to kill each other.
Each one of those tracks is worth a maximum of 6 points. However, each player will also choose one of those tracks as their primary mission. Basically, they're banking on scoring on that track the most. At the end of turning point 4, they're going to score an additional half of their chosen op's points, meaning should they choose the crit op and score 6, they will score an additional 3.
We do have a first roll off for the initiative.
For initiative.
Yeah. 4. All right, so you have the initiative, which means that you're gonna break a couple of the ties.
Yes, I'm going to take this side of the board here.
Cool.
Got my deployment zone right here, 3 inches up the table, and you've got equally 3 inches up the table.
Then we both gain our 2 CP.
2 command points each.
First step of the game is the setup step, where we select the operatives. This is also the part of the game where players will choose what their specific operations are. Travis is going to choose recover items as his tactical operation, or tac op, and Nick has chosen storm objectives as his tac op. These will remain secret until the condition on the card tells you when to reveal them.
We're now on to the setup operatives phase. We're gonna split up our team into thirds, and we alternate setting up equipment.
I see you chose some grenades.
I did pick 2 stun grenades. I will have 1 equipment that's tracked on my grenadier because he carries his melt-a-bomb with him at all times.
Ooh, I have a bomb too. On this guy.
Each player alternates setting up a third of our kill team, rounded up because we both have 10 operatives. We're gonna select our first group of 4 to place onto the map. Because you have the initiative, you're gonna place the first group. You also pick the board edge.
So I'm gonna start with this group in the center. It includes my leader, my railgun, and my cute little communion drone. We're going to start back here with a sniper, my leader, a Vespid Stingwing, and the oversight drone. All operatives are either concealed or engaged. concealed with the blue token, or engaged with the orange token. Operatives cannot do a charge action or a shoot action if they are concealed. They have to switch to engaged. When they are concealed, they are effectively invisible for most of the game unless an enemy operative gets very, very close. There are some ways around that, like getting really high up or having some special rules, but most of the time, your operative is going to be invisible as long as it's concealed.
I'm putting one of my troopers on the right side so they can get moving, and then I'm going to put my 2 other troopers on the far side, and then I'm going to put my gunfighter behind the piece of heavy rubble, and when I do that, I will also add conceal orders to all my operatives. Now it's on to you.
Well, next I'm going to use my Vespid group that has the Flamer. This is 2 normal Stingwings and the Sky Torch, the Vespid with a Flamer that can do Flamer damage as it flies over top of an enemy miniature.
The special rule for the Tempestus Aquilons, instead of setting up these 3 models on the board, I'm going to be setting them up in the sky, and I will be placing this drop zone marker on the map, and that'll represent the drop zone for my Tempestus Aquilons.
That represents a Valkyrie flying over top and dropping them off. I'll just put that there.
Yeah.
Ghost Vespid. He basically is invisible more often.
And I actually can't shoot him unless I'm within 6 inches of him if he's concealed.
He could be invisible in the middle of nowhere. Then I've also got a grenade launcher. This guy can do a lot of damage. And lastly, a regular Vespid. We're actually gonna go support this flank over here.
I'm gonna put my other marker over here.
Before we go into the game here, my leader actually lets me choose one of my strategic ploys, and it's active for the rest of the game, essentially, as long as the leader is alive. So I'm gonna choose the strategic ploy, Airborne Predators, making myself a little more damage dealing. As long as I move, I get balanced, which means reroll a dice. Okay, our miniatures are down. What's next?
Now we are going to do scouting, which is one of our 3 choices. We have equip, ploy, and reposition. Each one of these will give us a benefit for the course of the game.
Players effectively play one of 3 cards, with a 1 beating a 2 beating a 3, and a 3 beating a 1.
And in the case of the tie, the person without the initiative breaks the tie.
This is how we're deciding who's going first.
Yes.
I know what I'm gonna do.
All right.
Ready, set, go! I chose number 3.
Oh, you beat me. All right, so you're gonna get a reposition. I'm gonna take an extra equipment option. I'm gonna take the Tempester daggers, so everyone has 3 attacks on 4s, 3/4 damage.
Nick gets to do a free reposition outside of his deployment zone. That could be strong.
I'm gonna take my Flamer, Flamestorm Stingwing, and I'm gonna move him 3 inches up.
Recon is Travis's chosen tac op, and as per that tac op, Nick has to place 2 of the objectives that Travis needs to go get. Travis places the last one 6 inches from his territory being his half of the map. Ready, step now, and Nick rolls his communion points. He actually gets to roll 2d3 and add 1, picking the highest of his rolls. As the Vespid are a hive mind, they need to use these communion dice to get them to activate in the way that they want to. Meaning if Nick wants to shoot at a target farther away than the closest one, he'll need to spend communion tokens in order to do that. Also, in order to do actions, Vespid need to use communion points.
We're gonna do the primary op. This is our 4th method of scoring points in the game of Kill Team. There are 3 choices, 1 for each of the scoring tracks, the tac op, the kill op, and the crit op.
Basically, they're banking on the scoring track that they're going to score the most on. At the end of Turning Point 4, they're going to score that additional half of their chosen op points.
I know what I'm gonna do. I bet you at home know what I'm gonna do too.
Nick has actually chosen the kill op, and Travis has chosen the tac op. Nick really wants to kill as much as he can, and Travis really wants to get as many objectives as possible.
I'm gonna let you go first.
Yeah, makes sense.
I'm gonna give Travis the initiative here because I would like him not only to do the first move so I can see where he goes, but also to get the last move. I'm hoping that gives me a little bit of an advantage.
Nick has given me the initiative, which I think is actually really good for the Vespid to do. Because the Aquilons have to drop out of the sky, they end up putting themselves in positions or giving up a little bit of information as the turn goes on. So forcing me to give up a little bit more information is a good thing for the Vespids.
This episode is brought to you by Baron of Dice. Baron of Dice is your go-to source for resin dice. That's right, hand-swirled resin and silicone molds provide a heavier, more balanced, and most importantly, bubble-free die that is then precision machined and laser engraved with no imperfections, no balancing issues, no micro bubbles, and no mold lines. They offer square corners, round corners, matte finish, 6-sided or polyhedral sets, and of course, customized dice for your gaming needs. Special thanks again to our sponsor for this episode, Baron of Dice. Make sure to check out the link in the description below and use code PLAYON to save yourself a couple of bucks at checkout.
is the strategy phase in which we spend our command points, if we want to, on strategic ploys that are basically like stratagems for 40k, in which we get bonuses or abilities or get to do things right now. Some of our armies and some of our units have special abilities to do things for free or do movements, and this is when it happens right now.
Gambits and ploys get used now. Travis using his free gambit, drop insertion, to get to move his troopers for free. Nick's using his special commune ability from his leader to gain aerial predator for the rest of the battle. Nick is also spending a command point here on Sting. He's going to get lethal and shock for any close combat attacks this turn.
I'm going to move my drop markers. Each one of the drop markers can move 4 inches in horizontal areas, and then my operatives can drop within 3 inches of those markers.
So now we start the game proper, the firefight.
It is the firefight. We're gonna go into moves. Because you gave me the initiative after scouting, I'm gonna take the first movement. Because you actually cannot interact with the tac ops or the points on turn 1, it's really a turn of violence or staging for turns 2, 3, and 4.
The crit ops, not scoreable. Tac ops, not scoreable.
Just the kill op. I've got a couple pieces of bait hiding out. I'm gonna send this guy who's a little bit too vulnerable.
I would love to shoot him right now.
Yeah, I'm gonna send him off into the corner to hide against the building and get closer to the door. When I finish moving, I will turn my activation token to face down to expend my operative.
You've put a guy here, which is obviously bait to try to get me to put a guy here so that you can put guys here and shoot them.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna totally take that bait. I fly. I'm going to do a dash fly action, and I'm gonna appear right there. And then he's gonna take his gun and go right into that guy over there. I'm not gonna use any communion points, which means that I get to use its accurate rule, which means that I get 1 automatic success. And then I roll the remaining 3 dice. Yep. Which I got 2 more criticals.
Unfortunately for you, because there's a piece of heavy intervening between our 2 models, and that piece of heavy is more than an inch away from both of us, you get downgraded to basically 3 normals, and then 1 of them is stripped away because it's an obscuring shot. Now, when I take my defensive roll, I would normally have 3 dice. But because you moved, your wings give your gun the piercing 1 roll, so instead of 3 dice, I'll remove 1 of them and I'll only roll 2. You do get balance because you move, so go ahead and reroll that.
Balance roll.
So right now you have 3 normal hits. Ha! 4 hits. So we're gonna take one of these out because it's an obscuring shot. I'm gonna roll 2 dice. I save on 4s and I have 8 wounds. So all I have to do is block 1 of these to live. Ooh. All right, so I block 2 of them. I take 3 damage, putting me down to 5 wounds.
Great explanation, Travis.
Now I have the engaged order. I flip that to the unactive side. He's gone.
We'll try to get this guy into a safer position. I'm going to take him and hide him next to this position. Like a coward. I've hid another trooper next to the objective for next turn.
Then we go next to my activation, and I'm gonna activate this Stingwing over here. He's gonna keep his conceal order, and he is going to dash fly up to here. And then I'm going to fly with a reposition move to over here.
All right, into the box.
Travis using his once per game to reposition one of his drop markers, and now he's dropping his turret in and roasting that Vespid.
He's gonna light you up. Whoop. 2 crits and 2 hits.
So now I get to roll normally 3 dice to defend.
Correct. So you've got 3 dice. Your save is on a 5.
I got 1!
Okay. In Kill Team, we have different success levels. There's normals, which in my case, because I'm shooting a flamer, they hit on 2s. So these count as 2 normals and then 2 criticals. Because we're on Volcus, where we have a condensed stronghold. So in tighter confines, explosive weaponry and flaming weaponry are more dangerous. So these count as criticals and are harder to block.
You've killed the first operative. First blood to you. There's so much flame. Now it goes to myself. Fly up to here, and we're gonna switch my order to an engage order, and we're gonna light up that drone.
Nick's doing similarly, popping up to shoot the turret, rerolls with his balance rule and his communion tokens, even with a command point and a reroll, takes the turret down to 4 wounds left. Travis now, unit engaged and shooting the Vespid with a hot shot last carbine misses. Vespid repositions via fly, opening up on the newly exposed guardsman. Nick's gotta use a communion token here to shoot at him as it's not his closest unit.
Into your guy. Roll one of these.
but he crits and the guardsman saves some but not all. That Maul's wounded as he's below half strength, so it will have reduced move and combat effectiveness.
I am going to drop this sniper onto the vantage point here for later. I'm trying to get Nick to come out and take his trademark Tau aggression out on me early on to get him to come out of cover so I can get some shots off. So I set him on the vantage point next to my drop zone to draw a little bit of fire, get Nick out in the open, and if he wants to spend a point on Ocelli, then at least there's a chance that I can survive it.
Travis drops in his sniper still concealed. Unless Nick can get vantage on him, basically get 2 inches above him, it's gonna be safe.
I'm gonna take my Ghost Vespid, dash and reposition.
The Vespid Shade Strain in its cloaking field move up danger closed. He's effectively invisible. Travis's commander chooses to stay in the Valkyrie up above.
My Strain Leader, I'm gonna reposition with Fly over to here. I'm gonna switch to an Engage token, and I'm going to see if I can finish off this operative over here. Ooh, a critical.
The Devastating 2 is enough to execute my Trooper.
Travis's Pistolier is getting into position to try to pop off a couple of shots. Nick chooses to have his drone stay concealed and use aerial guidance to give bonus to shoot operatives within 6 inches of him. Travis's Precursor now, his close combat specialist, awaits drop orders inside the Valkyrie.
I'm gonna activate the Railgun. The Railgun is going to fly up to here. Sure. He thinks that vantage point will keep him safe. However, I have an ability to fly even higher above the battlefield with my sniper, and I think now is the perfect time.
And Nick is spending a command point on a Firefight ploy using Ocelli to gain 3 inches of height.
And I'm gonna fire at that miniature!
All right.
These are Devastating 2. They're Lethal 5. They have neutron fragments, which means if I hit you, the neutron fragment sticks in you and keeps killing you with radiation. I got it. Critical,
pretty
critical,
bad.
critical,
That's
3
pretty bad.
criticals!
That's pretty bad.
And the balance, I'm gonna re-roll this one.
Yeah.
I'll give you a 4th critical. Oh, it's a miss. It's a miss.
And even though I have 2 dice, I'm mathematically dead because I cannot save all 3 of them, so we'll just remove my guy, my sniper.
Got him. He's gone. Ooh, no sniper.
Unfortunately for me, didn't quite pan out.
Travis, passing a model, Melta Carbine stays in the Valkyrie. Nick's using his Sky Blast now. He moves it up, but it stays concealed. Travis now, last model awaiting in the Valkyrie. Nick has his Swarm Guard left.
Last move of the game, I'm gonna take my Flamer Vespid and I'm gonna go into the kill box there with all the other flame, and I'm just going to murderize that drone. And he's just gonna flame up.
Try to down the turret, and he does. That's his 3rd kill.
That is the end of the first turning point.
All of our operatives are expended. The Tempestus Aquilons are not feeling like they're in a great spot, but we do have heavy reinforcements in the Valkyrie.
Yeah, you're not worried, are you?
And we're in a target-rich environment, so we'll see what we can get done.
You're not worried.
And at turning point 1, and Nick has got 3 kills. That puts him at a kill grade 1. Travis has got 1 kill that has no points on kills yet. However, Travis sits at 2 command points, and Nick sits at 1.
It's time for us to roll off for initiative. This one's gonna be a big one because I'm on the back foot.
I would like initiative.
I wanna
because
go for it.
I would like to flame another guy. Oh, a 6! I think that means you get it automatically, doesn't it?
I went first last turn, so
Oh,
you do
so I
break
can-
ties, so
I can
you
win
have to get
tie.
a 6.
Ah! Oh, that's exactly.
Let's go. All right.
Okay, I am up on the score. I think this is the turn. I'm gonna do the non-Nick thing and get all the points. I can see a way that I can jump on all these objectives and search them and then claim them. And if I can claim this one in my half of the board last, that means it's really hard for him to come to get it.
I'm down 2 operatives, so I need to come down off this drop hard and fast. Luckily for me, Nick has clustered a lot of his models on the right side along with me. Some of his operatives are on that first piece of vantage. They're in the open, so if I come out hot, drop the Melta, nuke a dude, I can clean up some of the operatives that are ready and claw back my activation count advantage. Now, when we go to ready up, I'm gonna flip all the operatives to ready. I'm going to remove one of my drop markers, and I'm going to remove this one.
We've readied up all our operatives, flip the token to show them active and ready.
I'm gonna use my first strategic gambit, which is to move one of my tokens.
As a strategic gambit for Travis, his faction rule allows him to reposition a drop zone marker. Nick gets 4 communion tokens. This is something automatically done at the start of turn for all Vespid players. Travis spends 1 command point here on sudden offensive. His first 4 operatives will get balance. Nick's using 1 command point on aerial agility. That's gonna give him a 5-up chance to ignore a dice, kind of like an extra dodge, but only if the shooter moves. Travis is gonna use a command point here as well on maintain momentum. That's gonna allow him to upgrade a normal to a critical should he not score a critical hit.
That's all I'm gonna do. Can I keep the rest of my command points? Ready to go. Onto the firefight phase.
Yes, onto the firefight phase. We're gonna have my gunfighter who can shoot twice as long as she picks 2 separate targets with her gun salvo. She's going to move her 6 inches. In kill team, we move in straight line increments, so there's no curve rulers. Start shooting.
We're not invisible, so you fire away.
That's right.
Travis's Pistolier moves first. He's going to go for all the shots here. Can he down both of those units?
Oh,
Okay,
3 crits!
first guy, all right. Because I rolled all criticals, there's no dodging here.
So let's see what I got. No more saves. So none of that happens.
Annihilating the first one. Holy crap. I was able to get 4 criticals on the first operative and absolutely nuke the first Vespid.
Inedic's leader now, and he manages to dodge it with aerial agility because Travis's Pistolier moved. Just the critical goes through, though, for 4 damage.
He's still alive!
He is still alive, which is fine.
My Swarm Guard is gonna go next. He's on the objective. You are not, because you're on the other side of the wall.
Correct.
I'm gonna change my order to a conceal. I'm gonna then search this objective for 1 APL.
You do need to spend either a communion point
I do.
or your equipment because normal Vespid will not do objectives.
They don't like searching through things. They just want to eat things. I will use my equipment to do this for free. I basically do this once per game. This is one of the equipments I bought at the beginning of the game.
Nick's Swarm Guard searches that objective, giving Nick a point, and he reveals that he has Storm objectives as his tac op.
Every time I take an objective away that you started controlling, or I control the one in your side of the board.
So we're gonna move over to here, turn myself to engage, and we're gonna take a shot.
Travis's regular trooper now shoots the Vespid on the edge. Nice saves from Nick. Still takes 3 damage, down to 6.
I think the Vespid are gonna go for the objective. This one right here is gonna fly to here with his first APL, and for his second APL, I'm gonna search that objective. So I'm gonna use one of my community points because they're bugs. And that'll give me 2 more points. I'm gonna change his order to a conceal order.
I'm gonna have this trooper walk into the building. He's gonna go through the door.
Oh, there's a
means
door there!
There's a door. Walk inside the box. We are within 6. There is no cover between us. He pulls out his las gun, takes a shot, and we'll see what happens. Ooh, 2 crits and 2 hits.
Wow.
Nice.
Let's see if I survive. Possibly ignore damage.
A command point and a reroll, and Nick still takes 8 wounds. Take that, right in your Ocelli.
So again, I'm gonna be the smart bug.
Vespid Shade Strain finds the extraction marker. Nick searches and picks it up. Those are points. In comes the Melt-A-Gunner, shooting the Rail Gunner. Melta 4 devastating. He takes 4 damage up front. That puts him to 5 wounds with Piercing 2. Goodness gracious, that is 1 microwaved bug.
Oh, my rail rifle is gone. We're gonna go next with the Sky Blast. For a couple reasons. One, I want some revenge. I've got all my points. The thinking bug part is over. The killing bug is now. Engage order. So I'm gonna fire away, and he has the ability to put a radiation token that makes the entire ground irradiated, and if you move through it, you take damage. Hey, look, you have a token here.
I do.
So let's make that token really hard for you to get. I'm going to fly over to here. Your pistol guy is getting shot with a neutron grenade launcher.
The Vespid Sky Blast now. Nick uses a command point on Neutron Overload.
Criticals give me D3 more. Hurrah! 1 critical.
Yeah. Okay, 1.
That's a hit. And then I'm gonna use my last communion point
Okay.
to reroll that one.
Oh,
3 criticals!
disaster.
Oh, that is 6
God.
damage already.
Oh,
and
no.
an additional 6 more damage.
Nuked out of.
Oh, just like, boom, he's gone.
That Pistolier is pasted, and he has dropped a neutron radiation spewing marker on the board. Incoming Grenadier, and he's in the kill box.
The box of doom. I'm gonna chuck my crack grenade up the sky.
Crack grenade into the Vespid Stingwing, 1 wound left on it.
That Grenadier of Travis's is quite annoying, and he can keep doing that every turn. I think I need to eliminate him and probably sacrifice my units to do so. So this Vespid is just gonna stay there and shoot you.
Would you like to move first?
Yes, I would like to move. And then I fire at you.
Here, because you're on vantage and you're firing at an engaged operative, you can take the accurate 2 rule, which means that instead of rolling 4 dice, you can take 2 of them out.
2 to automatically hit. I will definitely take that.
Stingwing shooting into the newly dropped Grenadier. 6 damage, and he takes him down to 2 wounds.
I am gonna have the leader fall in from the sky. He's gonna drop into the box, and he's going to take a shot against your Swarm Guard with his Relic Bolt Pistol.
The Aquilon Tempestor drops in now, uses the Firefight ploy Hot Drop for free, rerolling his only miss. 4 critical hits.
I gotta do a thing about that.
Nada. You can roll 3 dice. If you roll 3 crits, sure don't.
Relic bolt pistol to the thorax. Splat.
Losses are mounting.
We're here to come in hot, drop bugs, and we'll see what happens.
My strain leader is going to fly in here inside the building, and I'm gonna shoot the grenadier so that he can't fire any more grenades. Hitting on 3s this time. And oh
yeah, he's super dead.
3 criticals.
3 criticals.
The strain leader has smoked the grenadier.
So I've got my last model to come out of the sky. It's the precursor. So we'll drop out of the sky in engagement range.
You can do that.
Only the precursor can do it. He falls out of the sky with a screaming knife.
That's kind of fun.
After I resolve my first die, I can resolve a second one right away.
That's really brutal.
Oh, I'm 3s. I just come in with a screaming set of 7 damage and axe the leader.
Nothing I can do about that. Bye, strain leader. My leader is gone. That sucks for getting communion points, but I don't have many models left anyways. So what I've done though is eliminated a key unit of Travis's and really put the pressure on.
Only Nick's drone left to move.
This drone will fly and he'll dash flying over here.
Just checking for cover, checking for lines. We're at 5 to 5.
We've each killed half of our kill team.
Luckily for me, my plan has worked reasonably well. We've chipped down the number of active operatives, so it's 5 versus 5.
I am lacking units, but so is Travis, and I'm way up on points.
Unfortunately for me, Nick has gotten away on the primary victory points. I'm going to need to win initiative on this next turn and kill the Shade Strain that's at 1 health with my leader.
As long as I can keep those kills even, and if I can run away with my extraction objective with the stealth Vespid, just play keep away, he can't get me, and it's all mine. And I score him at the end of the game, so I'm feeling pretty good.
And a turning point 2, and both players have 5 kills. That puts them at a kill grade 2. However, Nick has scored storm objectives for a point, and he has 5 points on the extraction track.
All right, turning point 3, the second last turn of the game. I really would like to go first, so I'd like initiative, please.
We'll see.
You had it last time, so I win ties.
That's true. All right, good job, Nick.
Strategy phase, Nick goes first. He gets a command point. Travis gets 2. Nick is at 1 command point, and Travis is at 3. 3 communion for Nick this turn. Sun defensive for Travis again. First 3 operatives will get a reroll and maintain momentum as well. He's at 1 command point.
I'm gonna remove the token, and the Valkyrie is leaving. There's no more drops.
I'm gonna start with the Shade Strain. There is no point in doing anything else because I can only move, and I can't dash, so I'm just gonna shoot you, and then I'm gonna move away.
Vespid Shade Strain shooting Travis's trooper, no hits. A command point on darting flight to get an extra D3 inches of movement. That's gonna get him 6 inches away. Nick is out of command points.
We've got some bug cleanup to do. We're gonna start here. I'm gonna have him shoot the phosphor blaster.
Meltagunner shooting now, that does 3 damage, and it seems to have shook his aim.
He's down to 5. I'm gonna roll there. Oh no, terrible. Take one of these, balance it out. Whoa, no!
Command reroll. Down goes the Sky Blast.
He's toast.
Aw, he was gonna kill you.
He's charging the regular Vespid Stingwing now, and he's in. Unlike in other Warhammer games, fighting is actually a separate action, so you can charge and not be in actual combat.
This Vespid Stingwing is gonna shoot your regular guardsman there.
You are accurate 2 because you're on top of a box. You did get a critical, so I do go down to 3 up front.
I'm gonna use 1 to reroll 1. And reroll 1, and that's a hit.
Just gonna take this.
Yep.
I roll a 6, I live.
Yep.
Everything else, I die.
Yep.
Nope, he did.
Got him.
Precursor now charges the Vespid, takes 3 mortals for his trouble, but balance gets him a reroll.
Whoop, on 3s. That'll be
no.
just 4 crits.
And I got
Oh, pretty
3
good.
hits.
All right.
Nick does 3 damage instead of blocking as he cannot block those criticals, but he's hurt the Precursor and he's at 2 wounds.
And I'll do 1 last 4 damage shank.
All right, another one bites the dust. I have 1 guy left to activate, and that is my drone.
The drone has decided to stay put.
I'm gonna have this trooper that so heroically triple crit the Shade Strain on the last turn go up and try to finish the job. He's gonna run up here, and now I have line of sight so I can see you.
Trooper shooting the Shade Strain, and he pops the bug.
Blah! Blah.
All right, you're on counteract.
Nick gets counteract even though he's out of actions. He gets a 1 AP action.
I also have to spend a communion point because this is not my closest target. So because I'm high up on the advantage point, I'm gonna take 2 automatic hits, and then my other 2 shots will get double 6s. Oh, double 1s.
Okay, please don't injure. Okay, we
Take nothing.
we block both. My last play is going to be the climb and then the pickup and also take more radiation damage.
The Tempest Aquilon takes 3 mortal wounds, but he picks up one of his recover items.
So that's the end of the turning point.
Yes.
Close game here, folks. Kill grade 4 for Travis. That means 8 kills on his side of the board. Nick sits at 3 for 6 kills. Nick does have 1 on storm objectives. Travis has got 1 on recover items, but Nick still has that mighty 5 on extraction.
Going into the last turning point, if I can win this initiative, I can basically seal off Nick's ability to counteract my ability to score. If I have the initiative, I can use it to break ties and heal my operative the moment I go to activate him and get him out of dodge so he can go grab an objective.
I would really like to have initiative this turn. I would like to go first and shoot that captain, because if I kill him, he can't capture his objective and deny some points, and that gets me closer on the kill tally.
Well, let's roll for initiative. I will break ties, and I get to reroll once if I need to, and I really want
6! I got 5. Oh, yeah, let's go! That might have won you the game. How many community points do I get? I get 3 community points, 4 community points.
Nick again using aerial agility for a command point to try to get some defenses this turn.
I'm gonna go with my leader first.
Travis goes first. Rad damage makes that model injured. 1 critical from him though, and Nick's got a command reroll and it fails.
It's not enough, he dies!
And then we back away slowly, capping off the last operative on the barest smidge of a kill, because I did not roll all that well from that injury token from the radiation.
I'm down 1 Vespid. I have no Vespid left. All I've got is this drone, but that's okay. The tower gonna make sure this wins anyways. Charge of the drone! I have 1 little drone here. He can go on this objective and score me a point.
Yes.
Or he can go try to kill this guy. He's gonna go try to kill this guy. So he goes over here, he has to change into an engage order, and he attacks you. Close combat attack! I got it! I got the crit! I got him! It gives me more kill points. It also denies him points because he can't pick up his objective thing.
Melt-A-Gunner grabs an objective for Travis. That's 2. Drone really doesn't have any options here.
With my placing, I can go 6 inches, and I get 1 extra inch.
Oh no, it's
But
not
I'm
enough!
just out of control range.
It's not enough!
And that operative is literally a ½ inch away from that main objective.
That's as far as I can get. And that is the end of the game.
Thanks for playing, dude.
That was fun.
Oh, well, I don't even know what the score is.
Well, we're about to find out.
Wait, we don't know the score is because we still have our secret primary op that we don't know what we drew.
Yeah.
So let's reveal. 1, 2, 3.
Nick's secret was Kill Op, and Travis's was Tack Op. Each will get half the value of their chosen mission to add to their overall score. Travis has scored 0 on Extraction, but 6 on Tack Ops, and 5 on Kill Ops to make his score 11. Nick has scored 5 on Extraction, 1 on Tack Ops, and 5 on Kill Ops. That makes his score 11 as well. That is a draw, folks.
It's a tie game!
Let's go.
And it's a tie! So close! Neck and neck right to the end, despite me only having a little tiny drone left. It's perfect. Lots of carnage, lots of mayhem, and the battlefield is still littered with radiation. What better end to a game of Kill Team?
We got a tie. Honestly, that's totally fine for a new version of Kill Team. I feel like we showed off the rules. I had a lot of fun dropping in hot. My precursor came in, stabbed a strain leader. Definitely one of the highlights of the game, because what could be cooler than a little bit of an ODST hot dropping vibe.
Thanks so much for coming, Travis. We really appreciate coming in. Thanks, Travis, for playing. We loved having you here in the studio. It was amazing to, thank you for teaching us Kill Team and letting us play this to a much, much higher degree of fidelity than we could have done ourselves.
If anyone is interested in some more Kill Team content, I run a little podcast with me and my co-host Jason. We talk to other TOs all the way around the Kill Team community. We've been all the way out to the Philippines, Japan, Europe, and it's a great time. So come on down if you want to hear a little bit more about Kill Team from some people who are deep in the hobby.
Well played, gentlemen. That was a lot of fun to watch. And of course, a big thank you to you for watching. If you like what we do, make sure to like, subscribe, and share this video. Or if you really like what we do, please consider supporting us through YouTube membership or Patreon. You'll get exclusive releases as well as behind-the-scenes interviews, early access to most of our shows, and access to our Discord, the most happening 40K community around.
Till we see you next time, play on. Oh.